Welcome to PCMRP's video tutorial series. PCMRP provides companies a powerful, easy-to-use, fully integrated MRP and accounting package. Let's start by looking at PCMRP's Address Book module. The Address Book module contains all your customer and vendor address records. Let's take a look. To open the Address Book module, I will select Modules and Address Book. The Address Book module allows users to add a new address, edit an existing address, print an address book and/or address labels, merge two addresses together. This is handy if users have entered the same address twice under slightly different names such as HP and then again as Hewlett-Packard. If both addresses have the same phone number, it will warn the person entering the second address, giving him the chance to cancel. Reindex the address indexes. Remove address records marked for deletion. Let's take a look at an actual address. To edit an address, I will click on the Edit option. Select Lookup by Company Name. Enter A as the first part of the company name ABC. Press the Search button. And press the OK button. Looking at the Company tab, the address ID is automatically created by PCMRP when you first enter the address. The company name field can contain up to 41 characters. The address type field can indicate customer, vendor, employee, prospect, etc. The status field can indicate approved, bad, discontinued, probation, etc. Please note, the contents of all drop-down list boxes can be set using Configuration, Settings, and Utilities, option 52. PCMRP will display the balance due for all customers and vendors. The balance due text will be read if any invoice or receiver is outstanding and over 30 days old. Better yet, if the user wants to see the culprit, the user can click on the Documents tab to see the offending invoice or invoices. Any open invoice over 60 days old will be displayed in red text. If the user double-clicks on the invoice, they can then display, print and/or email that invoice. I will select Display. And click on the OK button to display the invoice. I will click on the red X at the top of the invoice. And go back to my Address Document tab. Users can display the customer's or vendor's sales quotes, sales orders, purchase quotes, purchase orders and receivers, provided the user has rights to view those documents. Let's go back to the Company tab. The Attention field can contain up to 41 characters. The two address fields are also 41 characters. If you connect PCMRP to your cell phone or to a VoIP phone app. If you click on the phone icon, PCMRP will automatically phone the customer using your computer speaker and microphone. No need to use your phone to dial your customer or vendor. If you click on the clipboard icon, PC/MRP will copy this company's address to your clipboard. If you click on the Earth map icon and select Google, you can pull up a Google map to the company's address. Strange, that looks like our company's building. Well, I will store that in my taskbar. Please note that the Comments field can store unlimited text. You can also store your customer or vendor's email addresses. Clicking on the email icon will automatically open Outlook and allow you to send your customer or vendor an email. Holding down your Control key and clicking there on Website will automatically open up your default browser and allow you to view your customer's or vendor's website. Pressing the Credit Card button will allow you to store your customer's credit card. The credit card number is stored and encrypted. After that, PCMRP will only display the first and last 4 digits of your credit card number. PCMRP also offers a way to charge your customer's credit card without you or any of your employees ever seeing your customer's credit card or ACH information. This would make your company 100% PCI compliant. Please feel free to call Software Arts if you would like to inquire about this option. Let's take a look at the Contacts tab. You can store unlimited contacts per address. Press the New button to add another contact. You can store unlimited contact methods per contact. Press the New Method button to add a new contact method. Once again, the phone and email icons allow you to phone and/or email your contact directly, provided you have a VoIP desktop phone app or a cell phone with Bluetooth connectivity. Press the Add Contact Notes to store unlimited contact notes for each of your contacts. You can enter information such as the contact's working hours, birthday, what company he moved to, etc. I will click on the Contact Methods tab. Let's look at the Sales Contact Info tab. If this is a customer address, you can assign a salesman along with their email address and commission. You can assign a region and/or a territory for this customer. This will allow you to print out sales reports sorted and subtotaled by region and territory. You can assign this customer a sales level such as distributor, retailer, end user. In the inventory module you can set part number price quantity breaks based on customer sale levels. You can also assign a blanket sales discount % for this customer or vendor. Pressing the customer-specific pricing button allows you to set specific price quantity breaks for specific part numbers for this customer. You can assign default terms, ship via, and FOB for a customer or vendor. You can use the Related Document field to assign a related contract, document, or resale number to this customer or vendor. You can enter credit limits for customers. If configuration, settings, option 53 is set to on, PCMRP will warn the user. If the sales order plus this customer's open invoice and sales orders will put the customer over their credit limit when the user goes to save the sales order. The tax ID field is designed to hold the company's federal EIN number. The tax code is a 4-character field. The first 2 characters could be used for the state such as WA for Washington or CA for California state. The second 2 characters could hold the state's tax entity number such as 01 to 99. This gives you 99 tax entities per state. If the tax % field is empty, PCMRP will look up the tax % from the state tax entity table. The tax type holds the default tax type for the customer such as resale, food product, service, U.S. government, out-of-state, exempt and none. The last set of drop-down list boxes allows you to track how you acquired your customers. Sources can be direct mail, cold call, internet, magazine, trade show, etc. Remember, all drop-down list boxes are user-definable using Configuration, Settings, and Utilities, option 52. Let's look at the Billing and Shipping tab. If the company is defined as a vendor, this tab will be labeled Remit to and Shipping. If the company is defined as a customer, this tab will be labeled Billing and Shipping. Click on the Earth icon to get a Google map of how to get there. Click on the arrow icon to insert the main address as the billing address. Click on the 3-dot icon to insert the billing address from another address. Click on the 2 clipboards icon to copy the billing address to your clipboard. The same goes for the shipping address. Let's look at the Documents tab. Here we can see sales quotes, invoices, sales orders, purchase orders, receivers, purchasing quotes, and purchasing requests. The red text indicates the invoice is open, unpaid, and over 60 days old. The green indicates the invoice is open, unpaid but not over 60 days old. The black indicates the invoice has been paid. The yellow indicates the invoice was paid, but it was paid after it was 60 days old. If the track column contains the word Track It, PCMRP will show you where your UPS or FedEx package is currently at. Let's double-click on invoice 000002. I can select it to print as a domestic invoice or as a commercial overseas invoice. I will leave Let It print out as a domestic invoice. PCMRP will display, print, or email the document. Incidentally, a user would have to have view rights or higher to the invoice module to display or print an invoice. Since I have pretty high rights to the invoice module, I will select Display and press the OK button to display the invoice. I will select 75% to display the full invoice. I will press the X icon at the top right of the invoice screen to get back to my address screen. Let's look at the QuickBooks tab. PCMRP has its own integrated accounting module. However, PCMRP can also interface and use QuickBooks Pro, Premier, or Enterprise Desktop version as its accounting module. If QuickBooks has a different customer or vendor name than PCMRP, PCMRP will send the invoice or receiver to QuickBooks using the QuickBooks customer or vendor name. I will press the Company tab. Now that we have finished with the tabs, let's take a look at the buttons on the bottom of the address book screen. There is an optional Contact Log button and an optional Task and Tickler button. The remainder of the buttons, logbook, file link, messages, and label come standard with PCMRP. Let's take a look at each of these buttons. The contact log is an optional module. It stores all of your notes in a database file. It automatically inserts the user's name, date, and times. If you can remember a conversation that you had with a customer but you cannot remember the company's name, because the conversations are stored in a database, you can search for any word or phrase, for any period of time, across all of your customer and vendor records. Clicking on the Cancel button will bring me back to the address screen. The logbook is PCMRP's standard contact logbook. Users can search for a specific word or phrase in the customer's logbook. Clicking on the logbook button opens up Notepad or Notepad++. I record the date and time of the conversation and what was discussed. We can search for any word or phrase, but we must do it one customer or vendor at a time. Clicking on the X button at the top of the screen will return me back to the address screen. Pressing the link button allows users to this customer or vendor's link screen. Pressing the Add a New Link allows users to add a link to a file, folder, or internet site. Users can then open that link by pressing the Open Folder button. For example, I have stored a link to this customer's PO. I will click on the PO link to open this customer's purchase order. Since it is stored as a link, I will drag the PO over to our screen. I will close the PO by clicking on the red X at the top of the screen. Please note, you can store unlimited folders, files and internet sites per vendor or customer. I will press the Cancel button to get back to the address book screen. Pressing the Optional Tasks button allows user to schedule reminders to call customers and vendors to follow up on potential sales orders, overdue purchase orders, meetings, etc. I will click on the Reminder checkbox and the drop-down Calendar checkbox. Here I can set the date and time that PCMRP will pop and remind me to call. I can enter the task in the comments field. Let's see. CALLBOB. I will press the status drop-down list box and select Working. To save this task I will press the OK button and return to the address screen. The Messages button allows users to display a message whenever a user edits this address, or creates or edits a sales order, or creates or edits a purchase order. You can select an icon to reflect the seriousness of the message. You can select None, Information, Question, Warning, or Red X. I will leave it at Warning. Pressing the Test button will display the message that would be displayed to a user when he or she enters or edits a document. I will press the OK button to return to the address screen. The Labels button allows users to print out address labels for this customer or vendor. You can select the number of labels to be printed. Start printing as label number in case you are using a sheet-fed printer, sheet-fed or pin-fed printer. Type of label including custom labels. I will press the Cancel button and return to the address screen. Pressing the Delete button will mark this record for deletion, but it will not remove it from disk. To remove this address from disk, a user would have to set a PCMRP lockout and run the Address Book's Remove Marked Records option. To get back to the Address Book main menu I can simply press the OK or Cancel button. I will press the OK button. Well, I hope I have shown you how PCMRP's Address Book module can help you easily and efficiently manage your company. If PCMRP's Address Book module can do all this, imagine what the rest of the PCMRP can do for your company. If you have any questions or would like a live remote and demo, please feel free to call us at 408-226-7321. Thank you for watching.